I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Psalm 27:13. David explains what kept him from collapsing. His faith in God prevented him from fainting, and his belief sustained him through his trials. Without faith, David would have surrendered to despair. Job understood this struggle. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle, and are spent without hope. Job 7:6. Job felt the burden of hopelessness. Unless I had believed shows faith as the critical factor. Belief makes the difference between standing and falling. This passage emphasizes certainty. David believed, and therefore he did not faint. He believed in seeing the goodness of the Lord, not just survival, but experiencing God's kindness. God's goodness becomes visible to faith. The land of the living refers to this present life, not the afterlife. David expects to witness God's goodness here and now. This verse reveals the power of forward-looking faith. David does not just remember past deliverances. He believes in future demonstrations of divine goodness. Experience informs present faith. Jeremiah showed this principle during Jerusalem's destruction. This I recall to my mind. Therefore have I hope. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. Lamentations 3:21-22. Memory of God's character, sustained hope. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Psalm 27:14. David moves from personal testimony to direct exhortation. He commands patience and courage. The word wait means to look, and to hope with expectation, not passive resignation. Isaiah describes this waiting. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Waiting produces strength, not weakness. The expression, be of good courage, commands bravery and strength. Joshua received this command. Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord, thy God, is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. Joshua 1:9. Courage comes from God's presence. He shall strengthen thine heart, promises divine reinforcement. God fortifies the inner person. The heart represents the center of being, the mind, will, and emotions. Paul prayed for strengthening, that he would grant you, according to the riches of his glory, to be strengthened with might by his Spirit in the inner man. Ephesians 3:16. The repetition, wait, I say, on the Lord, emphasizes the command. David doubles down on his instruction. Repeating the command shows its importance. Jesus used repetition for emphasis. Verily, verily, I say unto you, appears throughout John's Gospel. These verses teach the sustaining power of faith and the discipline of waiting. Belief in God's future goodness prevents present despair. Waiting on the Lord requires courage, but produces strength. The command to wait comes with the promise of divine strengthening. Abraham exemplified this waiting on the Lord, and being fully persuaded that what he had promised, he was able also to perform. Romans 4:21. Many years passed between promise and fulfillment, but Abraham waited. The application speaks to believers facing extended trials. When circumstances threaten faith, remember God's goodness awaits. When strength fails, wait for divine reinforcement. The world continues to display evidence of God's grace and kindness. Courage comes through waiting, and strength follows patience.